Okay.
Yes, youngest is 6, so.
And you were married before?
I've never been married. Been engaged once, never married though.
Really?
Nope.
So you have 4 children and never been married. Why haven't you been married?
Okay, so all those relationships were different situations.
All those relationships,
yes.
so you have 4 different, okay.
Yeah, 4 kids, 4 women.
Do you believe in marriage?
I mean, it exists. I see more people getting out of marriage than getting into it.
Afraid of commitment?
Certain things. I don't have any tattoos.
You are dancing around a straight answer.
In a relationship, I will commit to the right person or persons.
Or persons.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Believe it or not, this is very seductive from him. I know, yeah, 4 baby mothers, no wives, and 4 kids. Surely not. How can that be seductive? Well, listen, this is absolutely seductive, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when we look at the book of Robert Greene and Art of Seduction, one of the things that he talks about is the rake. The rake is the compulsive lover, sexual and full of sexual energy, many conquests, doesn't settle down, wants to win, wants to, wants to sexualize things and make your wildest dreams come true, almost in a sense, right? From a sexual fantasy perspective. A part of that also is his physique. He's a physically built man, looks well built. He looks very handsome, put together, all right? Now, regardless of whether you feel like he is or not, doesn't make no difference, okay? From a general perspective, he's a handsome guy and a very well-built person, right? These things all coming together collated with him being honestly truthful about his nonsense and shenanigans, okay, is actually the seduction, all right? Now, of course, the seduction has to work on somebody who is going to be seduced by this because they also have their own wounds that they're probably carrying. But when we listen to what he actually said, 4 baby mothers, 4 kids, he has a problem with commitment. This is really going to incite a certain type of woman. Not all, but a certain type of woman. A woman that will be drawn to this person has her own unmet emotional needs. In fact, probably you're watching this and you have the same issue. You date men who are avoidant. You date men who are below your standard. You date men who can be physically handsome and it can tingle parts of your body. But actually, when you look at the longevity of that relationship based upon what they've told you and what you've interacted with, you knew that this person wasn't the right person for you. Why do you keep dating these kind of people? Because you keep getting seduced. By who? By him, but also by yourself. Temptation comes from within. That's James 1. Okay, so you have unmet emotional needs that you need to unpack and you need to start working on, right? The needs usually is the need to feel seen and to feel heard, but also to fix, because maybe what you experienced in your own childhood was being invisible. Another aspect of reason why you may be drawn to these kind of types who are avoidance, men like this who avoid commitment but want to breed up gal, is that you like to feel special. Right? You like to feel wanted and desired. And this man being the epitome, or I can say the epitome of hyper masculinity. He seems to be, I don't know how tall he is, but he seems to be quite broad shoulders, big arms, the beard full on, handsome face. This is the epitome of what I call being seen by, quote unquote, a high status man in terms of his looks and physical presentation. Now, I know you're screaming at me saying, I need more than that. I look within. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that generally get seduced by these kind of people and want to stop this situation happening. Number 2, you are used to chaos and you're used to the intensity of a chemistry rather than the longevity. Meaning, when you've grown up in environments where love has been fleeting, inconsistent, irregular, has come and go, you're used to performing for love, right? So what ends up happening is this kind of man will draw you in because what is going to happen? At first, he's going to be intense. At first, he's going to seduce you with the eyes and the body and the I like you, and something about you is different to all the other women I've dated. I don't know what it is, but he's going to seduce you with the dark truth. Yeah, I got 4 baby mothers, but you know what? I want to be honest with you. I see something different with you, right? And he ain't even lying. He's telling the truth, but he's just trying to seduce you. He want to get inside of your pants, right? And because of your own emotional needs of being unseen and being invisible, he makes you feel seen. You're going to get drawn in. Not only that, your mind, the way it works with chaos, which is that when you've grown up in an environment where it's unpredictable and you're used to love coming sparingly, not necessarily at a consistent level, what you're going to recognize is you're going to look at him, 4 baby mothers, 4 kids. Well, first of all, he's very potent. Okay, he's shooting and not missing. Okay, all right. Number two, this is actually social proofing, because how come four other women decided to have a child by him? You may not recognize the psychology, you may not understand it, but you instinctively yield to it, right? That wow, four other women also saw something in him, just like I'm seeing something in him. I can't be crazy, right? Okay. Number two, when you are used to performing, you're also used to chasing. You're used to also taming. You're used to saying, I can be the one that will get them. You never heard the people say, I'm the kind of woman that can lock him down. You may not say it out loud, but inwardly you feel that way. I can change him. I can renew him. I can make him born again. You know, right? So now when he's talking the smuck, he's talking about, I'm not really committed. I'm not here for the commitment thing. And you can't nail him to the ground because he keeps moving. Right? That creates a fantasy within your own mind. You feel like you can save him. That's a savior complex, right? That's the builder bear boo. That's the I'm a Bobina the Builder kind of energy that I've always told you about. And you get seduced by it. Remember, temptation comes from within. Although there's an external source, temptation comes within. So you cannot be seduced if you don't want to be seduced. Okay, his ambiguity means that you start projecting and creating a narrative and a story in your own mind. You know how he couldn't be nailed down? She asked him about marriage and he wasn't really able to be forthcoming. Let's just listen a bit more.
Okay, so all those relationships were different situations.
All those relationships. So you have four different. Okay.
Yeah, 4 kids, 4 women.
Do you believe in marriage?
I mean, it exists.
You notice how he's evading all her questions? Although for somebody who's serious about things, of course it can be funny, but someone who's serious about protecting their life, relationship-wise, right? This is going to be an immediate anti-seductive aspect. Why? Because I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for stability. I'm looking for responsibility. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for maturity. I'm looking for somebody who wants to love, be loved, and knows how to do those things without running away. Right? That would immediately be a turnoff when you are looking for certain things and you are indignant about finding those things. But when you are used to playing games, when you're used to chasing, when you're used to performing, when you're used to trying to attain somebody, right? And being the person who's always trying to grab them and running after them, this will actually be very seductive because right now he's running. You can't nail him down. You can't put him down. You can't put your finger on it. He just keeps moving. And so you're going to create a story. What's the story? You got to tell your friends, he's trying to change. I understand him differently to everybody else. You just don't get him like I get him. You ever said those excuses before? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to start creating the gap, okay? And all of this because of the hyper masculinity that he presents makes you feel safe, makes you feel comforted because this man who's a protector and potentially a provider and sexually potent, 4 kids with 4 mothers is going to be hard on the financial cash. He's going to be strapped more than likely if he ain't earning big boy money, and he's going to be strapped for time. And actually, that's where you're going to find your issue. What's the issue? Let me tell you what happens. 4 kids, 4 baby mothers. Let me tell you this now. He needs to go back and work it out with them baby mothers. Why? Because here's the thing. He's about to throw you into a whirlwind. Okay? So whilst you've been seduced and you're drawn to him because of your own unmet emotional needs, what you don't know what's going to happen next is that he's about to put you in a really intense connection. You're going to have late night combos. You're going to have deep, intense combos. You're going to be having physical affection. You're going to have him all over your body. You're going to remember his perfume and the smell of his aftershave. You're going to have talk, maybe even talks about the future. Maybe you could be the mother of his kids, the one that he actually marries. You're going to think yourself being competitive because you're going to compete against the other 4 women. You're going to think about how he struggles. He tells you honestly all his struggles. And because he's being so vulnerable, you feel like, wow, this man has been open with me. And while he is being open with you, I need you to remember he got 4 kids, 4 baby mothers. Where's his time going to come from? Oh, I'll wait because he won't have time for the kids or he won't have time for you. Which one? He needs to go back to one of those baby mothers. Okay. All right. You're going to feel what you're going to see, the coquette behavior, which is what we talk about Robert Greene. Coquette behavior is hot and cold. It's actually a part of the fearful avoidant attachment style. Hot and cold. What you're going to see is a push. So that's a pull, actually. The pull and the push, right? That's what you're going to see. And how's it going to work? What you're going to see is when he has time, he wants all of you. He wants all your energy, all of your embodiment of your aura, all of your mind, all of your thoughts, all of your senses. He wants it all, right? He's going to be all encompassing. It's going to be seductive. It's going to be sexy. It's going to be wonderful, right? How wonderful to have a man like this in your presence who just induces you. And then he's going to pull away. Why is he going to pull away? Because he's got kids. He's got to work hard to pay the bills. So 4 kids, 4 baby mothers. He's got to make time for the kids. He's got to make time to see these kids. He's got to make money to be able to pay for these kids. Okay, all right. And then suddenly you're gonna find out there's drama with one of the baby mothers, because anything about women with a child with a man like this, usually there is some drama coming behind it, because there's some unmet emotional needs that she has that she hasn't dealt with either. And so more than likely one baby mother's tough. 4 of them, my good sis, you've upped your percentages of chances of him having absolute drama that's going to draw you in, regardless of whether he says he doesn't want you in the drama or not. Oh, I don't want you to be involved in my drama. You know, I want to handle it myself. But now he's pulling away. Now he's not talking as much. Now he's not texting you as much. What's happening? Well, what's happening is he's about to draw you into the drama. Why? Because now you have to ask the question, what's going on with you? I told you I don't want to tell you. You're going to push a bit more because you already chased him already to be in a relationship with him, or at least to be seduced by him. You're going to chase him some more. What's wrong with you? What's going on? What's happening? And all of a sudden, okay, oh man, this is my baby mother. She's doing this, she's doing that. Sis, stop smiling and get the heck out of there. Okay, all right. You're being seduced, and the longer you stay and listen to the devil, the more chance you have of falling into temptation. I want you to understand the Bible says that Joseph ran with nakedness because his cloak was stripped from his body blood. Yeah, when Potiphar's wife was like, listen, give me all of that. You get me? See what you're offering there? Give me that now. Yeah. Now, unless a man would have ran, I mean, unless a man would have stayed, I might have stayed if I was in Egypt. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm a changed man now. We'll run away. But maybe if I was in Egypt, baby, you'd have got me up. My coat would have been done up. Yeah. But Joseph said, nah, let me run. That's what she needs to do right now. Why? Because every time she opens her eyes to look at this wonderful man, you can see it the way she smiles. Look at her face. Every time she looks and listens to him, she's smiling. Because why? Her herself is also self-esteem issues. You're probably thinking to yourself, I can never collect a man like this on a normal day. And guess what? You might not be able to collect a man like that on a normal day. But that's more reason for you to run. Your nervous system is telling you we need to run, but you ain't listening to it. But listen, like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button. If you also suffer with these kind of things, I need you to reach out to me. Book yourself in for a coaching session because we ain't playing with y'all.